Hello and welcome back to the Life as a Fitness Instructor podcast. My name's Lorna and I am your host. Today we have the amazing Lisa Hillier on the podcast. Now, Lisa Hillier is a friend of mine. She is also a YogaScape instructor, the creator of GroovX Fitness, and she runs her own community classes too. She is a busy lady, and I really wanted to talk to Lisa about her transition from teaching lots of cardio-based classes, lots of cardio and dance, to going into a more holistic approach, teaching more yoga and Pilates, and why she did that, what was the reasoning behind it, and how she's actually found that transition, and how that's actually improving not only her fitness, her flexibility, but also herself as a person and how she is now evolving. We also talk about the importance of being a lifelong learner as a FitPro, which is so important if you feel really, really passionate about what you do and want to help more people. So I hope you get lots from this chat. It really is a wonderful chat, and Lisa is an incredible lady. So I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, please make sure you share this on your socials and tag us in so we can see.
So I'd like to welcome Lisa Hillier to the podcast. Now, Lisa is not only a YogaScape instructor, but she is the brand owner of GroovX and a presenter for Beats Fitness as well. So Lisa, a very warm welcome. Could you just introduce yourself, just a little bit about, who you are, where you're from, what you do? Sounds like blind date now, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? If people remember Blind Date, because it was quite a few years ago.
I remember it. It was so good. Cilla Black, what a
Yeah,
legend.
classic, absolute classic. Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me to do your podcast. I feel very honoured as I follow you and follow your podcasts, and so yeah, huge thank you. So yes, I'm Lisa. I have worked in the fitness industry for 13 years. I will be celebrating 14 in August of running my own community fitness business, where I teach group exercise classes, predominantly exercise to music. And I travel to 3 different areas in my community with speakers in the back of my car. I'm sure many Fit Pros will be able to relate to this. And I travel around and deliver lots of different classes. It's taken a while to build up since COVID. As we all know, our businesses, physical businesses, were forced to close down. But I feel like I'm back to pre-pandemic numbers and that feel and vibe in the classes. So yeah, and prior to that, I was a professional singer, dancer, actress. I worked in West End musicals and lived my dream. So yeah, and in regards to being a YogaScape instructor, I think I've been a YogaScape instructor for about about 8 months, I think, 6 to 8 months, I think it is.
Yeah, yeah.
And Lauren is not paying me by saying this. It's one of the most incredible decisions I ever made, given that I've worked within the fitness industry for many, many years, and obviously, have a lot of experience. And this just YogaScape just came along and like swept me off my feet is the only way I could describe it. And I've just been loving the journey ever since. So yes, it's been a huge part of my life over the last 6 to 8 months.
Oh, Lisa, thank you so much for sharing that. That honestly really, really means a lot to me. And when you said that, it's like hashtag ad. It's not an ad.
No,
I didn't pay
no,
Lisa
you
to
did
say
pay
that.
me, I
But
promise.
no, I think it has. It's been just over half a year, which has absolutely flown by because we're both doing Fit Jam this coming weekend. And that was actually where we debuted YogaScape for the first time. And just I said to Will, Tech Will, you have your tech Pete, we are our hubbies. I said to Will, I'm just going to give it a really good go for 12 months because I really strongly believe that it's going to help so many people because it's helped my squaddies and my members. And I thought I'd just give it a go for 12 months and see what happens. And wow, yeah, it was amazing. And it just goes to show what you can achieve if you really, really believe in something. And just like you with your community classes there, you said you've worked hard since COVID to build them back up.
Yeah,
But when you're really passionate about something, you really, really care about something, as in you really care about your members and improving their lives, you give it your all. And you can really make something work. A bit of passion, hard work, you make it work. So really interesting to hear you say that actually, Lisa, that it's kind of taken this amount of time to do that as well, because I personally think I'm seeing that across the board as well. And even now, like January, going back, traditionally in the fitness industry, this is like the busiest time. But a lot of people are saying that actually now it's kind of the end of January, February that is busier. Do
Yeah.
you kind of find that, or have you found that going back, it's been boom straight away?
For me personally, it's literally been boom. I've got fully booked classes. One of my classes is fully booked for the next 3 weeks, and with waiting lists and I think with as fitness professionals, we kind of forget this time of year, and then we go, oh gosh, I don't remember this happening last year. And then you look in your Facebook memories, and then it comes back up your busiest times, and because you're proud and you're sharing it. So for me personally, my bookings are literally off the scale. And not last week, our first week back, I actually smashed my class bookings I've ever. I mean, it's the most amount of class bookings I've ever received in the history of running
Wow.
my fitness business. It was incredible. I topped over 200 class bookings in 1 week.
Oh my gosh,
But
wow.
yeah, and I just, a little fitness business, and I know like gyms have that volume of members. So I have a, you call them squaddies. I feel like I call them team. They're my team. And, we have, it's incredible when you build up that rapport with them, and they feel comfortable and confident with you. And it, like you say, it takes grafting, and a lot of patience. But the rewards are tenfold, aren't they? And like I say, this time of year, and it can vary, like you say, I always say sort of January, February, March. I find that now, last few years, it's lasted longer. And what's been wonderful as well is receiving a lot of new bookings and having new faces come to my classes, and without doing any marketing. And I think what happens is you build your tribe, you build people that will fly your flag. So if someone asks on a Facebook group looking to do an exercise class, your team or your squaddies will go, well, this is well, and tag your business. And it's called raving fans, isn't it? It's creating raving fans that will cheer on for you. And I think that's what's happening
Yeah.
at the moment, which is wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
Definitely. Is it called a love label when you build something like that around your brand? I think it's something like that. But I found the same as you, Lisa. So the first week back, like the first day, we had 70 squaddies in a live class at 6 in the morning. I was like,
Wow.
oh my gosh, can you imagine that in a room? Like that's just crazy. But we're split over the 2.5 hours, but like even like can you just imagine that many people? And I think I
Incredible.
agree. I think it's like now as a FitPro, you go into January, it's like, oh, brace yourself. You feel like you're on a roller coaster. But you do have to prepare. I try and prepare round about that Christmas, New Year time, like, right, okay, let's get all our ducks in line. Here we go, everyone. You're just waiting for it to happen, and then boom, off you go. But it's a really exciting time, I think. Really, really exciting. And
Yeah.
I totally agree. A lot of our new squaddies now are actually friends of friends. So you do get everyone waving the flag and lots of
Yeah.
referrals.
Yeah.
But kind of back to your journey, Lisa, because I know that you've been growing your YogaScape classes in your community, and some of the feedback you've shared with me has been phenomenal. So, what made you want to do the leap from going to, because I know traditionally you did more dance style from, of course, your musical theatre background and dancing, to teaching like a lot of cardio stuff, to then think, right, actually, I'm going to go into something more yoga?
So I think the journey predominantly is aging, first and foremost, and noticing that I was getting more and more tired delivering my crazy cardio classes. So I used to teach like a lot of crazy cardio classes. One evening I used to teach the same class back to back. So I used to do the first one, have a break for 15 minutes, and then do it again because I had so many people attending. And I got to a point actually at certain points where I was nearly collapsing because I was just so exhausted. So then I took the leap to do sort of I invested in a brand that was more restorative and strength based, strength and endurance, still set to music because music is and my absolute passion. Like music drives me. And I think when you teach in a community, you have to teach classes that I know you said this earlier, that you feel passionate about. And because that if you feel passionate about teaching it, your students, your clients, your class attendees are going to feel that passion, and it kind of, it's a ripple effect. So I started adding a more gentler class to my timetable, and that escalated from one class. I now teach 4 of those, which is a Pilates-based class, and I started going to a yoga retreat in Ibiza 3 years ago. I went. It was all over social media, and I was like, this looks incredible. When I trained as a dancer, I did quite a bit of yoga back in the day. And I just thought, I think my body would really enjoy this. So for the last 3 years, I've been going to a yoga retreat and experiencing lots of different teachers and their styles and different styles of yoga, and just fell in love with it. But what I wanted was the music aspect for me, because I'm driven by music, and YogaScape appeared on social media, and I was like, what is this? This looks incredible. And the way you were describing it, and I just felt like I really related to you. Obviously coming from your trained dancer background, and your reasons for creating YogaScape, and how you wanted to help instructors and, bridge that gap. And also there's nothing out there, for FitPros to teach. And so I just went for it, didn't I? I messaged you. I ended up, surprisingly, one of my venues had suddenly had a cancellation on a Thursday evening, and I just told the venue, went, grab it. I'll have it. At that point, I hadn't even reached out to you. I was like, right, let's do the calculations. How long will it take for me to reach out to you? And so, yeah, that was our connection, wasn't it? And then obviously I did my assessment and training and passed, and then did a build up to the class on social media with all my members. So predominantly I wanted to reach out to all my members that I have. And then what's happened is I now have a mixture of my team that I have, Lisa Hillier Fitness team, but I also have wonderful new faces to YogaScape. And it is growing. It is word of mouth. And like I say, friends or a sister or, family. I had a mother and daughter come just before Christmas, which was just so wonderful. And it's just been incredible. Like I say, that I would message you a lot, don't I, in the car park. I finish teaching, load up my car and sit in the car, and I'm like, I have to, and I leave you a voice message, don't I? And I go,
I love
oh my
them.
gosh, tonight was just so amazing.
Oh, I love them. You've had me in like tears, Lisa. It's so lovely. Really, really is.
And I think it's not only a journey for myself, because as a YogaScape instructor, you deliver, you teach the whole class with your participants. But it's seeing the journey with my members that, sometimes like I've been in tears with them, we all had a big cry together at the end, or, there's been lots of hugging, and it's a very different feel to my other classes, which I think is so special and so unique. And you've created that for us as, instructors to deliver and share to our participants. So yeah, it's been an incredible journey. I'm loving every minute of it, still loving it. I don't think I'll ever not love it. And obviously your new releases keep us on our toes. And I feel like as a teacher, I'm constantly learning every time I teach the class, because we always do like self-evaluation. We reflect on our delivery, or observing the class, how we could give more modifications or whatever. So I'm constantly learning. But I think as fit pros, we always are striving to be better and improve our knowledge and just be current within the fitness industry as well.
100%. I'm so glad you said that because that's exactly what I wanted to. And just for you to go on this journey with your participants, yes. So you will see and feel your progress along the week. So I should probably explain that YogaScape is a set routine, and then you do it for at least 4 weeks, but normally a little bit longer, normally about 6-ish weeks, 6-8 weeks, however long you feel like you need to do it for with your participants, until people get sick of it and they want to do another one, right? But no, the idea is you learn it, you get used to it, and you see and feel your progress along the way. But not only are we doing that with our participants, and our participants are actually seeing like, wow, I can actually do that now when I couldn't in the first week, but we as FitPros are too. And I don't really have any other classes, even myself, that I teach where I can see that, like see and feel my own progress. So it's really, really fulfilling on so many different levels. And the whole class is a journey as well. So it's like a journey of energy, really. You come into the class, you might be feeling really stressed or really overwhelmed. And as you go through the class, the way that it flows and the way the tracks flow, by the end of the class, you feel in this state of calm and clarity, yet you've had a really good workout. And I think a lot of people, I don't know if you found this, Lisa, but a lot of people have this huge emotional release at the end of class, and they didn't realize it was coming, but it might have been feelings that they've been suppressing for a while, and all of a sudden they just bubbled and come out, and they just needed that to happen. I've had a few people say that. It's really interesting. But your journey is so interesting with yoga in general, or yoga style movement in general, because I guess for you, it sort of came out of a place of curiosity where you thought, oh, like I've seen this retreat, it looks quite good. I'm going to go along and experience something new, which you loved. And then also, I know you said, oh, part of the aging process. Now, if anyone knows Lisa, she literally doesn't look a day older than 21. Just saying. You look amazing. But was that like out of a place of forward planning, or did you start to notice things within your body, like niggles, or think, right, I need to start doing something here?
Yeah, definitely. A couple of years ago, it got to the point where I was just permanently injured. I was going from one injury to another. It was exhausting. And I felt really weak, like cardiovascular. I could easily have run a 5K. Like now, I could just literally go out there. I don't mean to brag or anything, but I'm so cardiovascularly fit. I don't know if that's all right, if that's English.
But it is. I know what you mean anyway.
Yeah. But strength wise, my body was so weak that anytime like I would push my body teaching, it would just break. And I saw my physio, she became a really good friend of mine because I was just seeing her all the time. So my first steps was I did my level 3 award in delivering, I think it's called physical, in delivering exercise for older adults. So I did that in lockdown, and obviously it talks through the aging process, and I was like, wow. I had knowledge of aging and obviously level 2 exercise to music qualification, and studied, level 2 anatomy and physiology, but it deep dives into the realities of what I was going through, and I was like, oh my gosh. I then understood how important strength and endurance and that sort of work, body weight, exercise or lifting weights or just, weight bearing is so important. And so I started doing a weights-based class first, and I've been doing that for 2.5 years. And I touch wood, I'm going to jinx myself. I've hardly had any injuries. And that opened my mind to more of that style of exercise, and how it's just a totally different way to work your body, and sort of grew this love for the fitness. I teach fitness Pilates, and that kind of road is how I thought, you know what? How do I see myself in 10 years' time? I've just turned 50 last year. I still want to be teaching at 60. I am definitely not going, I feel like it's my identity. So how do I future-proof myself, my business, but my members who will hopefully stay with me and grow old with me? And so how do I create a timetable for them? So it just opened my mind, and I was like, this is the direction that I want to go in. So obviously YogaScape opened the door to flexibility, mobility, mind-body connection that I'd never felt before, ever. Even teaching the class, I still have that mind-body connection. It's incredible that I'm able to be in that present moment, even though I'm teaching. It just feels natural. I think what took a long time to do all my other brands and teach, this has happened quite naturally. So I feel like I'm on the right journey, and now has led me to study to be a yoga teacher.
Yes, yes. Oh, Lisa, that's amazing. And actually, a theme throughout, which is what I wanted to talk to you about tonight as well, which I think is so important for Fit Pros, is this lifelong learning journey as Fit Pros and how important it is. So you said there you've done your Pilates, you're now doing yoga, which I want to hear all about. YogaScape, like learning more about mind-body connection, about teaching older adults. So how I'd love to know the mindset behind why you think it's important and why you still want to learn more and more and more all the time.
I think it's really important to continue to learn. I think we're always striving to be, better than like last week or a year ago, or and have them and be relevant and current, but also to refresh, what your skills that you've learned. And I've come up the reason why I've trained, studied in qualifications, and kind of set my sights on doing more qualifications, is because I want to be skilled and knowledgeable for my members, for my team. So my older adults qualification, oh my gosh, I am such a better instructor. I do teach a lot of daytime classes as well. And so my demographic is the active older adult. And they'll vouch that I'm a much better instructor with the knowledge that I've gained, and obviously it's helped me as well learning the qualification. I recently done my level 2 mental health awareness qualification, and because it's so important to be able to spot any triggers or any and have the understanding with your members. And I think mental health is so important nowadays. I think working your helping your mind as well as your body is just as important. I say it's 50% mental health, 50% physical health. And so, I think it's really important to just continue to upskill. And for me, the level 3 yoga teacher training was not something that I was planning on doing, but by falling completely in love with YogaScape and respecting yourself and how you've created this brand and how you put it together, how you the structure of the release is just so inspiring, because I'm driven by music, and I was like, I want to be more skilled. I want to be I want the knowledge. I want to know that, I want to know the history behind that pose, and, and how I can deliver it better for my participants. And the way I can do that is to become, a level 3 yoga teacher. So I know it's going to make me a better YogaScape instructor, but I also think that I know that I'm going to deliver class or classes to my members and give them a gateway to more, restorative movements and exercises that focuses more on, flexibility, mobility, strength and endurance, and mindfulness. So yeah, I'm excited about this journey. I've done 2 months of studying, and I've got, I think, 5 more months to do. I've got 60 hours of yoga journaling, and I've completed 4 worksheets. I'm just waiting for the 3 of them to be marked. 1 of them I passed. And then I've got my physical assessments and exams. I'm doing level 3 anatomy and physiology, which again is going to make me a way better instructor in all my classes. already I'm geeking off to my members. They think it's hilarious. Like, I am going to talk some technical words sometimes just so I can remember for my studies. But already I feel like I'm a better instructor, and I haven't even done the exam yet. I'm not like only a tiny bit way through the studies. So yeah, I can totally vouch for it. It's just nothing but positivity. And it can be overwhelming, but time management, which I'm learning, is important.
Yeah, Lisa, how do you fit it all in with teaching your classes already, running your businesses, and then doing your studies on top? Like, how does that work? What does it look like?
I don't know.
Just when you can.
I know, yes. I kind of had a bit of a burnout before Christmas and realized that I was just trying to do too much studying all at once. So I actually moved my exams to later in the year, which has given me a much longer length of time to absorb everything and do my revision and studies. So yeah, it's just time management is really important. And yeah, I am juggling obviously my community fitness business, and obviously I run GroovX, which is a fitness brand. So I've got instructors that I'm looking after, and I release choreography to them every month. And I have a family. I've got 2 teenage children. But yeah, I do. My members go, oh my gosh, you're so busy, but I'm not. I get to meet friends for coffee a lot. I get to do quite a lot. So yeah, it's like I said, I think time management is the most important factor when you look into embarking on a qualification.
Yeah, 100%. And I also think that like you are so busy. I know you're like, yeah, I get to meet my friends for coffee, but you are such a busy person. And the thing is, you want to make this happen, so you find a way. And I love your reasoning behind it, because you want to arm yourself with the knowledge for yourself because you enjoy being a lifelong learner, as the majority of Fit Pros do, but also so that you can improve the quality of your classes, even though they're already amazing, but like the quality of your classes for your members. So when you are doing a move, you can say, now this is working your XYZ because you want to be like this, or you want to improve this. And everyone could be like, oh yeah. Because I think quite often as Fit Pros will say, right, do this move, and then you do this one. And it's unless you tell adults why they're doing something, quite often we don't really want to do it. Whereas, if you're teaching kids, I feel like it's a bit different. They'll just copy you because you're doing it. Adults need to know why. So
Yes.
that's what I think anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's amazing that you're managing to do it all. I think you really, really are an inspiration, Lisa. So yeah, keep on doing it. And one thing that I wanted to ask as well is, because it sort of goes along with more education. Like a lot of Fit Pros do lots and lots and lots and lots of education. I'm not talking about, the big qualifications like you've done, like teaching older adults and, your level 2 yoga. But a lot of Fit Pros try and find lots of different things all the time because they constantly feel this imposter syndrome and feel like they don't trust themselves to know what they know already. What would you say on the flip side of that? And have you ever felt that as an instructor yourself as well?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Um, I think when you embark on, say you teach a brand new class, especially if it's something that you're not used to teaching, I think definitely imposter syndrome can kick in. But also, I think it does. You have to find. I sort of say you have to find your voice, because I feel like I've got different hats for each style of class that I teach. So when I teach like high energy cardio classes, my voice is very high pitched and a bit loud, and we whoop, and it's more sort of motivational. I don't say reasons why we're doing a move because it's so fast and it's like I say high energy. Whereas when I do sort of more restorative classes like YogaScape, I've got a different hat on and my tone of voice is very different. And I talk a lot slower. And I think it's finding your voice and finding how you want to teach with that particular brand or that style of class that as Fit Pros, there's lots of ways you can create your own classes. And I think practice and repetition definitely gives you confidence. I think never being scared to reach out to a fellow FitPro or anyone that you see is teaching that brand. Obviously, with fitness brands, you have the private members group, so everyone has that connection and can reach out and connect. And I think action conquers fear. So if anyone's on the fence at the moment about, say, a qualification or a certification, just go for it. Like it took me. I inputted my is that inputted? No, input my details for the level 3 yoga teacher training diploma 3 times, and then X'd it, deleted it all, went backtrack, deleted, and then did it again. It took like about 2 months. No, I can't do it. I'm not good enough. No, I can't do it. I'm not good enough. And then eventually I just went, I'm doing it, and just click that, submit all my details, paid for it. Well, I paid it. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I've done it. I've done it. But like I say, it is an incredible journey. It's the hardest qualification I've ever done. But I know I'm going to reap the rewards. And that's what I would say. Action conquers fear. If you're on the fence, just go for it. And, there's always a FitPro or multiple FitPros out there to give you advice. I reached out about doing my level 3 anatomy and physiology, being perimenopausal. I got so much help. People are advising colouring books. There was like all these apps. I had one of my GroovX instructors just reached out to me. Was like, right, try this app, try this website, blah, blah, blah. And you've got like this, you've got a family around you that, if you reach out, don't be too proud to reach out, and be transparent and open and honest.
Yeah, it's the best way. It
Yeah.
really is. I love that action conquers fear. That's really good. I really, really like that. And I think as well, sometimes like having that bit of imposter syndrome, I think it just shows that we care. I think it
Yes.
really does show that we care. And it's not a bad thing unless it stops us from doing something that we actually want to do. So I just say, like you said, action conquers fear. If you really want to do something, don't stand in your own way. Just go for it. Now, I haven't prepped you for this bit, Lisa. So I'm going to do a quick fire questions.
I love
Questions.
it.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
So just something a little bit of fun.
Okay.
If you had to choose one pre-workout food to have for the rest of your life, so you couldn't have anything else, what would that be?
Oh my gosh. This sounds weird, but a fruit and nut muesli that I'm obsessed with every morning, because it, it
Oh,
it fuels my body. It's from Lidl. Am I allowed to say that?
I
It's
think
from
so.
Lidl.
Yeah.
And I have it every morning, and because I teach back-to-back classes, 3 mornings a week, and so I don't finish till nearly midday, and it fuels my body significantly. It fills me up, and I absolutely love it. It's delicious.
I love that fruit and nut muesli. Yeah, I'm a sucker for granola. Really bad, but then
Nice.
I just end up having too much, and then I feel really full, but it's just so good. Okay, great one. I love that. Second one is, what would you say to younger Lisa? So Lisa, who was on the fence about being a fitness instructor, because you were at one point.
Yes.
So what would you say to her now?
Oh my gosh. I would say, don't worry about what other people think of you. I've spent many, many years scared of trying to please everyone. So when someone comes through your door and for the first time into your class, do not worry if they don't enjoy it, because exercise, there's so much out there for everyone. And it just might not be the right fit for them. It's got nothing to do with you personally as a fitness instructor. It just might not be what they are looking to do. And I think I used to really take that personally, and let it really affect me and kind of knock me down a bit. And then I'd like pick myself back up and keep going. But that comes with time, and building up, like going through experiences and building up your confidence, and strength. It's that inner strength. And be proud of who you are. Everyone is individual. Every fitness instructor has their own uniqueness, and that's why members come to you, to your classes. You don't need to replicate the so-and-so who's down the road. You don't need to replicate someone that's, you know, predominantly on social media being fit, you know, be you, and because that's why people come, you know, to your classes. So yeah, absolutely. That's what I would tell my younger self.
Yeah, be unapologetically you. That
Yeah.
is my mantra. Is that the right word for this year?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in chapter 30 now, and I'm just like, I'm going to be unapologetically me.
Love that.
Final question is, if you could do one class for the rest of your life, what would it be? And don't feel like you have to say YogaScape.
Oh my
What would it
gosh.
be?
I think it would be.
Actually.
I feel like I'm like cheating on my cardio passion, but I am evolving as a person. If you'd asked me that 5 years ago, I would definitely have said glow beats. I jump around in the dark waving glow sticks. I would have definitely said glow beats. But now I am evolving and changing. My outlook is different. My body is different. And I think what I get out of teaching and being a participant in YogaScape, because when you do a release, we get to watch it and be part of it. And next week at Fit Jam, I get to join and be a participant, which is wonderful. So what you get out of it is you know, huge. And protection of your body, like I say, my mobility, I've got all my mobility and flexibility back from when I was a trained dancer.
Wow.
I've noticed huge difference in my range of motion, and I think it is a protection as well for your body. And I love the fact that after I teach, I'm not exhausted. I'm not like, you know, like sweat. You know, like I feel like I'm just not that it's a bad thing. I love teaching, you know, my cardio classes, but you feel like this inner strength and energy, but peace and calm. And then the I love the dongs that come afterwards. It's amazing. It's amazing. Like within 24 hours, you feel aches and beautiful aches and in places you've not used before. It's wonderful.
I love that. Everyone thinks they're coming to this lovely, relaxing yoga class and they're going to lie down for ages, get to track 3 and like, okay, I get it now. I get it. Oh, well, Lisa, it's been such a pleasure having you on the podcast. Thank you so much for spending your Monday night with me. I've really, really enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me. And yeah, just I hope that my being sort of my transparency and being, you know, really honest about my journey and about the industry, I really do hope people can resonate with it and maybe get some, you know, help or advice from it, or, you know, tips and tricks, you know, in regards to my journey, whether they find it relatable. So yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk, because I like doing that.
I could talk to you all night.
Right.
Oh, but before you go, Lisa, how can everyone follow you on social media?
So,
They should be.
okay, thanks for the plug. So I'm Lisa Hillier Fitness, so you can find me on Facebook, I have a business page, or if you want to friend request me, Lisa Hillier, and on Instagram, I'm Lisa Hillier Fitness as well. And my brand is GroovX Fitness, and that's just GroovX Fitness on both Instagram and Facebook.
Oh, thank you so much, Lisa.
Oh, thank
And if you enjoyed that episode, please like, subscribe, and share us on your socials at YogaScape Official or at Lorna Marie Fitness Official. Thank you so much for listening, and I really hope this has been a source of inspiration for you.